you can get to it very quickly. So, like I said, it can be very dangerous to use in early battle.
Scouts here, we shall not fail.
Fourth one is Deep Strike Terminator Squad, which basically teleports in a Terminator Squad in anywhere you want to click on the troops. It also says here that the sight of the Terminators killing enemy units inspires nearby troops, temporarily increasing their combat effectiveness. Very handy, but as you see here, also very expensive. Costs 900 requisition points and 900... I'm not sure what these are called. I think they're called Zeal. The red points here on the right-hand side, right over the abilities. Fifth one, sorry, is Orbital Bombardment, which, as it says here, calls in a massive orbital strike capable of destroying even the heaviest units. Very, very handy indeed.
Scouts ready. Taken home. Yes, brother.
So that's pretty much it with the Apothecary.
We shall make it so.
Incredibly handy unit once you upgrade his healing abilities. Yeah, he's a good unit to have, and he's especially a good unit to have in team play. Not only because of the healing ability, but also because of
we shall make it so.
His abilities right here, like this one, which basically not a free revive, but
ready for duty.
Very close to free. It's a lot less expensive than reviving commander on the battlefield with requisition points. So let's move on to the defensive hero. Alright, so here I am with the Tech Marine, as he's called, the defensive hero. In my opinion, he's the most interesting one. He's basically the equivalent of a engineer in Team Fortress 2. You can build turrets, you can build these things. I'll walk you through it here. The turret is called a tarantula turret. It basically is a, as it says, a turret. Let me just move these out of the way here. Reinforce, sorry. And yeah, it suppresses the enemy units, which is very helpful. There doesn't seem to be any pinning like there is in Company of Heroes, so just keep that in mind. So yeah, you also have the ability to build what is called a teleporter relay beacon, which basically is a beacon you can set up anywhere on the map that basically acts as a forward base. You can reinforce squads. You can also heal when you stand near it, and it's very useful. It doesn't take very long at all to build, and it can also be used by your allies. Next up, we have the proximity mine, which is pretty self-explanatory, really. You can throw down some mines, some defensive mines, and he also begins with a repair ability, just as the scouts that you begin with, that can repair buildings, and no, not buildings, but vehicles. Like with any unit, you can upgrade his armor, increase his health, upgrade his weapons, give him this is pretty cool, a grenade that drains energy and temporarily immobilizes vehicles. Incredibly useful, again, if you don't have the units to take care of the vehicles just yet. You can throw down a grenade and disable their vehicle and either get out of the way or take it out. So yeah, just running through these abilities here quickly. This one is called Blessing of the Omnitia, which initiates repair on all allied vehicles. This, of course, includes your teammates' vehicles in 3v3. You also have the drop pod, which I actually forgot to explain with the apothecary. It basically is a drop pod that smashes down to the battlefield, and assault squads spawn out of it. So it's very useful, and it also has a knockback effect when you slam it into the ground. Third one is a Venerable Dreadnought drop pod.
This is Imperial territory now.
It's like a drop pod, only it spawns out a thing called Venerable Dreadnought, which is basically a more powerful dreadnought. And it also says here, the sight of this powerful melee walker killing enemy units inspires nearby troops, temporarily increasing their stats. So very useful, but also very expensive. Fourth one here, Deep Strike Terminator Squad, which is exactly the same as it was in the Apothecary, and Orbital Bombardment. So that's basically it. Not too much action here in these games. I'll try to do my best to get some more action in these videos, in the later videos, I guess. So yeah, before I end this video, let's go ahead and take a quick look at the abilities that you get when you pick the Force Commander. Okay, so I'm back here at the hero selection screen, and I just want to take a quick rundown of the Force Commander abilities. First one right here is for the Emperor, and it says target squad temporarily receives less damage and becomes immune to suppression, but moves slower. All these first abilities that you get seem to be very handy, and you really should use them once you get the correct amount of, I think it's Zeal it's called. I'm not really sure yet, but so yeah, that's pretty useful. Second one is a drop pod, which is, I think, everyone's second ability. Yep. Third one is Deep Strike Assault Terminator Squad, which is like this one. Teleports in a Assault Terminator Squad, and it doesn't say here, but it also has some effects when other squads see them killing people. Boosts their morale and stuff like that. We also have the Deep Strike Terminator Squad, which is exactly the same on all the three heroes, and as well as the Orbital Bombardment. So that's it for the Space Marines. Thanks for watching, and I will be back with an Orc video as well, so stay tuned, and thanks again.